Cloning a production database used to be slow, expensive, and risky enough to take production down. Reynold Xin's Lakebase branches one in under a second, and the whole thing costs about a penny.
Databases are viewed as this clunky, expensive, heavyweight thing. The term infrastructure reminds you of PG&E and utility companies, right? They're not nimble. And as a result, they, in the past, actually inhibit innovation because maybe you can write code very quickly, but if you can't actually provision a database very quickly, and you can't run a database very cheaply, you might decide not to run the experiment at all. So we want to enable sort of experimentation at scale that are very low cost. For example, maybe if it's something that doesn't, if you don't know if something that's going to take off or not, it better not cost you a fortune. It should cost you maybe $1 or $2 in order to run the experiment, maybe even less. But once it takes off, you should not require to re-architect everything because you wouldn't have time to do that. We think infrastructure in general, and databases in particular, database is one of the most important pieces of infrastructure, needs to enable rapid experimentation at scale cheaply. But at the same time, if any of the experiments actually takes off, and you should be able to scale to mission critical on exactly the same set of infrastructure without having to do any re-architecture. And so what we're doing with the Lakebase, and there's many things that go into it and many benefits that come out of it. For example, you can provision a database in less than a second. So now your agents don't have to wait. Everything is auto scale. It can scale down to 0 automatically if there's no load. So if your experiment fails, you don't really pay anything. And because of all, you can auto scale. If your experiment actually becomes successful, you can actually provision it to be much larger resource pool. So you now can actually support, for example, millions of transactions per second. As a matter of fact, we even talked about we will support multi-cloud disaster recovery, which is probably the industry first managed multi-cloud disaster recovery. So you can really go to mission critical even if the whole cloud goes down.
You mentioned the cost of things. I think that's a hot topic at the moment. I think a lot of CEOs have been giving the talk about it's changed from we must use AI as much as we can to actually this is quite expensive. Talk me through like how you think about cost control from the database side of things.
Yeah, from a database side of things, it's one of the things is we think so databases are a fleet-wide problem. You should not think about database as a single instance of database. You should always think about databases as, hey, you have a collection of databases and fleets, and how do you actually manage them? Each of them, we think auto scaling is going to be extremely important here because like I think most databases in the past, or probably even now, are done in a way that, hey, you provision one, it's up and running 24/7. It never shuts down. And that's where a lot of the costs are coming from because you have to provision for the peak. And more often than not, for something that's not super successful, you provisioned it, but then you forget to shut it down. And before you know it, it racks up hundreds of dollars per month and you have 1,000 of them. The auto scaling takes away that issue because if there's no traffic, it's not up. It doesn't cost you anything. And if there's actually a spike in traffic, it auto scales to have more resources so it can handle that load. I think that's like a very critical part of it. The other thing is in a lot of the infrastructure spend that put together by agents is largely because of experimentation and CI/CD cost. Lakebase also solved the problem with this branching. Basically, Lakebase has this thing called branching. It's actually really unique to Lakebase. What it does is it takes a complete clone of your database, logical. So it doesn't actually really copy. It doesn't really clone the database. It just does a copy on write clone of the underlying storage layer. And it's basically have a pointer saying, hey, this is like the state of the database. And if you go updates, it will now start recording the updates. But with this copy on write branching, you could actually clone a production database or a test database in less than a second without paying for extra storage. So this becomes a great way to run CI/CD by combining auto scaling and this branching, because every time you create a new pull request to, for example, your application code, this is actually very common scenario among our customers now. They will create a branch of their database and they run the entire CI/CD on that pull request and that branch. And then when CI/CD is done, it shuts down. It auto scales down to 0. They often deletes the database. It incurs maybe 1 cent of storage cost. because it's that pull request try to insert another row or two. And then it incurs very little compute because it just runs for the duration of that little CI/CD pipeline, and then it's gone. This is not something you could, by the way, it has perfect isolation because it's an actual new Postgres instance that's running just for this. So this is something that's impossible to do outside of Lakebase right now, because if you actually want to do a clone of the database, you have to clone the data outside of Lakebase. And as a result, it becomes very expensive. It takes a long time. But the cloning of your production database could take down the production database itself. That's another horror story that happens all the time. So Lakebase just solves all of these problems and really makes it much easier to control the costs and have much lower TCO while enabling all of this possible experimentation and innovation.
That's actually pretty wild. I think the traditional way of doing things, you have one production copy of all your data, you have one staging copy of your data, and that's kind of it. So the idea of just setting up an ephemeral copy of, hey, this is the variation on your data set, we just have the database to exist until the PRs merged, and then get rid of it. That seems like a fundamental, is a new way of working.
The most important part is it's not an actual physical copy, right? It just appears a logical copy. A logical independent copy is isolated, so you can run all your experiments on it. It has no impact on the rest of the other PRs or your production system.
All right, so you're not just copying hundreds of gigabytes of data all over the places. Okay, yeah.